Okay.
Okay, today I wanted to have a conversation about AI. And many of you have used AI outside of Remy. We'll start there.
Yeah. First
Yep.
question.
ChatGPT,
Yep.
Claude, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Logan's like, oh yeah, because he's right, probably one of the youngest of us, and he's like, of course I have. Yes. What do you use it for?
I used it for before we had Remu. I used it for like descriptions. What else? Staging a photo. Uh, you know, just
Hmm.
asking questions that I don't know the answers to.
Yeah. Some of your workflow stuff, questions you don't know the answers to.
Yeah.
Okay. Logan, how about you? What'd you use AI for?
I guess I use it for a lot of like general data gathering. Probably my favorite thing recently has been the talk feature that you have with AI, especially ChatGPT. Um, ChatGPT is really good for brainstorming. That's one of the things that it excels at. So you can just have a conversation with it and it will educate you about a lot of things. Obviously, check your information, but just as far as brainstorming alone, I mean, the amount of information you can find and it'll build off of ideas that you have and show different perspectives, which I think is really useful. I mean,
Hmm.
just as far as talking about even marketing, like different ideas you can do.
Hmm.
It saves a ton of time with certain emails. If you don't want to respond, you just proofread them quick, text messages. I mean, there's little I don't use at least some form of AI with to help.
Hmm. Right? Just help your workflows. Yeah. Find out
And it
information
saves so
that you
much
didn't
time
know.
too. The time
Big time.
saver is the biggest thing is, you have a giant email. What is this saying? And then you can read it in 10 seconds versus a minute.
Right. Exactly. You get the important parts. Jay, how about you? What do you use AI for?
Pretty much the same stuff that Logan and Ashley talked about, but I also use it for a lot of my script writing, for my videos,
Okay.
just to give me ideas on
Hmm.
concepts, phrases to use, email, text messaging, like Logan talked about, answering general questions from instead of searching on Google for something, I'll actually probably use chat more than anything just for information that's readily available and is generating an answer versus just a search.
Hmm. And in the room, how many of you think that more and more people are looking at ChatGPT or any AI program for information versus Google, right? I see Ashley nodding her head. Oh yeah, Logan's nodding his head. So this is the new wave of search results, is essentially what it's coming down to, right? Is that people are using ChatGPT like a conversation, like a person, and they are asking it all sorts of questions, including what professional to use for what they're doing. Have any of you looked at your AI results yet on how you show up based on real estate in your area? Logan's saying yes. No.
That'd be fun to
And
do. Might do
right?
it.
Well, good news, everybody. In chat, I'm just going to throw a quick question, and I want you guys to open up whatever chat bot you want to use. And I
But he said he looked it up on AI and it said that was the number one agent to use in the area.
bet you were.
Yeah, and
Nice. All
I
right.
don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, I he said
You want us to use Chat GPT, Katie, or what?
You
Or
can use
Remy, or
whatever,
what?
yep, whatever AI system you want.
I'm gonna try
Yep.
Chat GPT.
Yep. So this is the goal. So Vern already knows he's number one in his area. Heck yes. That's awesome. And I'll be interested to hear what your guys' results are. So take a minute, throw it into your Chat GPT, your Claude, your whatever Remy, your whatever else you use.
One
I'm
question I have, do you think is every program going to give you a different result though? Do you think?
they are going to give you a slightly different result just based on the weight that they put behind the information that they're looking at. The information that AI is looking at is all online. It's
Yeah. So it's the
all
same
in,
thing as if
yeah.
you Google back in the day or punch it in, whatever. And whenever I was on a different screen, I'd punch this like real estate in Crosby, Minnesota, real estate agents in Crosby, Minnesota, and they would all have different ones popping up every time.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah, on mine it says that I'm the lead agent.
Yeah. Oh, it
Yeah,
does?
would you?
Uh-huh.
See, that's,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Uh,
So I did it,
No,
Katie.
it's Vern, of course.
yes. Ashley, you did it. What did it come up with?
And it's kind of cool. So it says, well, number one, it's Sheena and I am number two. So that's kind of fun.
Nice.
But it
Fantastic.
says
Good.
there isn't a single official ranking that identifies the number one real estate agent in Sauk Center because different organizations use different criteria, sales volume, customer reviews, local market share transactions. But then it goes down to highlight the like bullet points, for myself, 5-star local ratings with 28 Google reviews, well-established local presence in Sauk Center. But then below me is Janet Byland, which I don't even think she does real estate anymore. So, but it does say Sheena would be the strongest overall recommendation. So, and she is my second cousin.
Of course it is. Small towns. Yeah.
Yes. Good morning, Drew Bug.
Uh-huh.
So, anyways, that's
Huh.
just kind of fun.
It is. That's fantastic that you show up, right?
Yeah.
Yay, Logan, I know you guys work closely together with AI search results. Have you guys done this test before? I know Jay's driving. So, Logan, how about you?
Well, Jay shows up. I don't quite have the right background to just search real estate agent Alexandria to quite have that pull yet, but Jay does.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean,
yeah.
Julie Rambo's on here too as one of the top agents that shows up when you just look up agents in Alexandria, so that's good too.
There you go. All right. Darcy said Ash, hers showed the same for Sock. In Alec, there were no CB agents on the list. Taylor said, I did this to find a commercial real estate agent in Alec to sell my business and went with that agent and have had a terrible experience with her. So I don't believe it's always accurate. I would agree. Terry says that he's with EXP, not with Coldwell Banker. Yeah. I would agree with Taylor, right? And like Ashley just said, as she was looking up her stuff, like one of the agents she's not even sure does business anymore. Just because it's not accurate doesn't mean that people aren't using it to be able to find the agent that they want to work with. So our goal is to make sure that we're set up to show up in those search results as soon as possible. Now, where do you think AI is getting that information?
I'm going to say Google My Business.
Okay,
I don't know.
Google.
Yeah, I searched on here, and the top agents in Crosby is Tyler, Joel Hartman, Tom Crusader, Schwendeman, and then
Mhm.
Caldwell Banker is fifth. So that's kind of strange.
Yeah,
Okay.
reviews.
That's
Yeah.
baloney. It's lying. I'm number one.
I didn't see your name on there at all. I even
We
searched
know,
real
Verna, we
estate
love you.
agents in Crosby, and you didn't even show up.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
must in Rochester.
So, and you should like Darcy did 2 different cities, right? And we all sell in multiple cities. We should be looking at our AI search results for multiple cities. Taylor said reviews. So we've got Google, reviews. Where else does AI pull information from?
Alice, maybe? I don't know.
Almost
was-
from everything you're putting out on the web. Anything that can be pulled from any online information, any kind of website, accounts, profiles, videos, all of it.
Mhm. Everything. A lot of the AI systems can read YouTube videos now, right? And watch them and look at them. So YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, your website, Zillow, Realtor.com, whatever else your profile is, wherever else your profile could possibly be, which for real estate agents is a lot because our information, once we get a part of the association, gets pushed to a million different places, right? How do you think that AI ranks these things? Like based on the search results that you guys just saw and knowing those people and what their online presence is, how do you think it pulls that information and decides these are the agents that are good?
I'm gonna say reviews. I put a lot of weight on those.
You're gonna say
Like
reviews?
Taylor. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Number of sales.
Production. Okay. Where does it pull that production from? Because the MLS is a closed system.
Going to be
It's
pulling from
it.
your profiles you have out there.
Yep.
So profiles such as Zillow, Realtor.com, HomeLight, Fast Expert, Yelp for reviews, Google Business Page will be pulling. That one's going to be very centric on Gemini. Claude does not
Mhm.
necessarily like Google as much.
Which makes sense. There's always fighting.
Yep.
Mhm.
But online profiles are your number one sources. The number one source actually is a legacy based on a website. If you have an existing website that's your personal page, it's very important to have that
Mhm.
and is growing.
And is growing. So do you guys understand that piece? So if you have a long-standing website, which is a legacy website, right? AI will take that into account and how long your website has been up or there or running and active, and it'll bump up you in the search results.
Yep. YouTube is
Mhm.
another one you mentioned earlier about content you're putting in, keywords that
Mhm.
would be related towards how people search for realtors or
Mhm.
what they're searching for.
Mhm. Yeah. What do you guys think so far? Was that overwhelming? How many places that your information needs to be and needs to be accurate?
It's creepy though.
Everything's public. There is nothing private anymore. Huh? Here's the biggest thing with AI search results, is that they over the whole internet, it's looking at all of these things, right? It's looking at all of your profiles and all of your pieces. It's looking at your activity on social media. It's looking at your reviews from your clients. And it's trying to pair all of that information to determine who you are. And if you would be someone that would be recommended as a professional. So if on Zillow, you don't have any of your production linked, it's not going to be able to pull any production. You could be the most productive agent in the area. And if the AI system can't find that production, it's not going to say you're the most productive agent, right? If you work in a little niche town, but you don't have that town listed on any of your profiles anywhere, AI is not going to pick up that you work in that town. So the goal is to get to look at all of your profiles, all of your systems, and make sure that they match. They shouldn't be the same, right? Copy and pasting your bio. We talked about this when we talked about updating your bio with AI, right? Your each of your profiles should be different, but they should all reference the same types of things.
And Katie, are people understanding that? You take your bio from your Caldwell one, you can literally throw it into the chat or Remy and have it create a bio that's going to be AI sensitive for each of those sites. So Zillow, Realtor.com, HomeLight, all those are going to be unique, but they're going to have the same
Mhm.
context. But they're going to have keywords that are going to be sensitive for the AI web crawlers to find.
Mhm. Yep. Jay, how would anybody determine those keywords? You keep talking about keywords.
Keywords, you could actually go into Google and then type in realtor, and you can also look down further down, and it'll say what are the top searching related other items that are related to that, other questions that people are asking, and you can build on that and then build that into AI to be able to reference that when it's looking for the keywords. And actually, the keywords on chat will already know what those are for. You just got to specify, hey, I want you to take this bio and write it for AI sensitive words for Zillow.com to help me rank in my profile.
Mm-hmm.
You can also add specialties in each one also. So for example, if you're focusing on a certain niche, whatever you call it, then you can basically put that in and say, hey, I work with first-time home buyers, or I'm a divorce certified one, or etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or country homes, or luxury lake homes, or some kind of niche, right? But if that niche only shows up in one profile, in one piece, AI is not going to give it that much weight, right? It's got to show up over multiple profiles throughout the whole interwebs. Okay. Let's talk about reviews for a quick minute. How many of you ask your clients for reviews? Ashley does, Jay does, Christine does. Okay. How do you ask your clients for reviews?
Even a week or two after, get them settled and send them an email. And then if they don't do it, I follow up. Just say, just double checking you got the email. I would love this. It helps me grow my business, yada, yada. I mean, I'll follow up with them and see how they're doing. How are they settling?
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
I
Wrap it
used
all
to
in
Christine?
this.
one.
I used to do the same thing
That I
as
just
Ashley. I would do it.
sent one out this
Go
morning.
ahead.
You just
Say
sent
it
one out
again.
this morning, Christine?
Yeah, we have a closing tomorrow morning, so I'm sending it out this morning, and then when we do our walkthrough tomorrow, I'll just remind them and say, hey, you have it, you have it. I sent you an email. Can you please just take the time to, you know, to do a short review for me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, you said you do too?
I used to do what Ashley did, and I would do it after closing. But I've now actually been moving towards before closing. About 1 week, I will send it out with my Google link profile in a template, so you can just click it. But I do it a week before because it's fresh in mind and they're not as busy. After closing, there's so many things going on that
Right.
my dropout rate was going too high.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah, and
Good
that's
point.
fair.
Yep.
When you ask them for a review, do you give them kind of like a template of what they should put
I
in their
give them
review?
No, I do not. I give them just words that would be appreciative. You know, giving your forward thinking in that regards to what I'm asking for, and then I provide each of the links that I would like them to go for, and then they can copy and paste each one.
Okay. When AI is looking at reviews in search results, they are looking at if the review verifies where you do business, what cities you do business, what lakes you do business on, right? And verifies your specialty. So when you're sending out reviews to your clients, you can't force your clients to write specific things, right? That's not the goal of reviews. But when you send out review links to clients, you should be asking them to be a little more specific than just great agent. Ashley was on top of it, because that's not going to help your AI search results, right? You should be asking, you could mention the city and what went well in our transaction. Trying to get your reviews to be a little more specific so that the AI search results bump it up and link it to all of your profiles and all of the things that you're doing and trying to grow your business in is huge. And that's what I've found, is that the reviews for the Park Rapids agents, the agents who have their clients do very specific reviews where it talks about the lake, where it talks about what actually went well, right? Not just they were great. Those are the ones who show up in the AI search results. Knowing that, you're going to change a little bit how you ask what you set up. Yeah.
Also,
Oh, Jay, you're cutting in and out. You might be in the dead spot. Hmm. Nope. Almost. Now he's moving. Hey, where do you think you should start to boost your AI search results? Oh, my mom's calling. I'll call her back.
I would say just putting yourself out there. Like I know my first couple weeks I've been doing as many accounts, as many profiles, just getting out as much as I can because I know how important it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. Just being consistent activity, right?
Yeah.
Jay said, be sure to reply to your review. So backtrack just a minute to reviews. Be sure to reply to your review and really not just a quick thank you. All these AI systems are reading everything that you put out there, right? So it shouldn't be a quick thank you. I really appreciated being able to help you find your property in Osage, Minnesota. I so hope that this country home will match all of the needs that you want. Jay said you can use your keywords you want to focus on, right? Where you do business, what your niche is, right? In your reply. That will also help. Yeah.
I think it's important to respond to comments on Facebook and Instagram too.
Shows
Through it.
activity, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris says you can use Remy to help with a reply. Chris, do you use Remy to help with replies?
Yes, I do.
And do you like them better, or is it just hard to come up with a reply sometimes?
It's better because sometimes they're really short, like you said, like, oh, they did a great job. And there's
Mhm.
not, so with a reply, it fills in a more fluff is what we used to call it. Just more fluff makes it sound better, than just, hey, thanks, and a thumbs up or something. So
Yep. Yeah. How many of you reply to your reviews? Yeah. Ashley does, Jay does. Okay. Super important. So that could be one place that you start. It's just asking for reviews differently and then replying differently, right? How many of you have checked your profiles and making sure that your bios, your headshot, your contact information are all this correct or all similar on all of those platforms?
Did at the beginning. Ha ha.
At the beginning. Okay. Yes. At the beginning of your career or at the beginning of the year?
No, I don't remember. Probably been 18 months.
Right. So Terry used to be with EXP, right? He's moved over to Coldwell Banker Crown Realtors now, which is why AI thinks he's with EXP, right? Possibly you might still be on the EXP website. I don't know. I haven't checked that. That part's not my problem. Um, but particularly if you've changed brokerages, homes.com, realtor.com, Zillow, the association, any Facebook, social media, Instagram, any of those places. You should be checking them at least once a year. I actually recommend once every 6 months, but at least once a year and making sure that they all mesh together and they're all the same information. How many of you do that? I know I preach this with Park Rapids agents every year, particularly in December when they're bothering me because they're bored. I'm like, you guys go do this. How many of you do that? Yeah, Jay's shaking his head. Yep. Yep. Terry goes, once I'm ready, I'll get all those things done. I love it. Yes. It's important for you to look at your digital presence. So I have another prompt for you for wonderful AI. So open up your AI again. And I want you to copy and paste this prompt into your AI. Enter your information into the little bracketed pieces. And what you're doing is you're asking AI to determine your positioning, where you show up, why you show up there, what the first impressions are. And this will give you, the answers to this will give you either a starting point, if you're not showing up in AI search results at all, a starting point of where you need to focus, or it will give you the extras if you already show up in search results like Ashley. It will give you a focus. Okay, I need to build out my comparison to other agents. I need to build out my authority more on my bios or my websites or my social media or my YouTube page. And here's the thing with the internet anymore. As you guys do this, I'm just going to monologue. Here's the thing with the internet anymore. I used to be very scared when I first started because if I posted something on Facebook, like a video, whatever, this was 13 years ago, everybody would see it. I don't want everybody to see my face, right? Now, same thing with blogs. I had a big problem with putting out blogs because that was the thing when I started, right? And I was very self-conscious about other people reading my blogs. Okay. Now the internet is so huge. The likelihood of people actually seeing those things is actually very small. Unless you're putting ad spend behind it, and usually a significant amount of ad spend, the likelihood of people seeing it is very small. However, AI will see it because they're not a person. They can go through that information in a half a second. So the more information you put out that brings your AI search results up is going to help you long term. Okay, how's it going?
This is interesting. I've never done it. It popped up. I mean, I did what you said, City Sock Center, and then you're considering hiring agent name and then
Mhm.
highlight some things. And then, yeah, if you're evaluating Ashley, I would ask her, da, 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 da. That's interesting.
Okay. I mean, I know you've had 2 seconds to look at that information. Based on that information, is there something that you are going to do or implement, or you want to build out, make better, answer the questions before they're asked, kind of thing?
I'm going to ask my reviewers to do more details, like you said, because this is kind
Perfect.
of good. Yeah. I mean, this is good stuff, but doesn't really get into the nitty gritty, I guess.
Hmm. Okay.
Really, I really like what Chat GPT said about me, so I'm good.
Good. Oh, what does it say? What's your favorite thing that it says about you right now?
Well, it said, it just it, said what I specialized in and that I have 5-star rating. But it says, in terms of rate, I have a reputation that's based on my client satisfaction. Granted, I don't do high sales volume, high sales volume in Alexandria, but volume isn't the only measure of realtor. Many clients prioritize communication, attention, negotiation skills, and personalized services. And Christine's reviews consistently emphasize those strengths.
There you go. All right, that's good.
Dean, you sound
Logan.
amazing, and you are.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I may ask it, a few things how to get me up there. From when I do the search, Heidi Schroeder is
Okay,
comes up
Heidi
as the number
Schroeder.
one.
And
Mm-hmm.
would you agree with that assessment? Is she a high producing agent in the area, or is she just has a good digital presence?
She's not the top high producing agent in the area, but she must have really stepped up her digital presence.
Okay. Logan, how about you? I know you've been doing a lot of work on all of that stuff and posting and whatever, so you might not have the time needed.
Well, it thinks I'm a pretty good dude, but it does not think that my experience and transaction history is the biggest green flag. Let's put it that way.
All right.
It
All
says I'm
right.
a good dude, but it says I got a 5 out of 10 on the overall online hiring confidence just because I don't have any background right now.
All
But
right.
I showed
Here's,
up and it knew I was an agent, so that's good.
yep, that's good, right? You got to take baby steps sometimes. Yeah. Um,
Logan, hold on, Logan, what did you say overall you were 5 out of 10? Like, how did you find that? I was just curious.
I had just put the prompt in that Katie sent, and then my over online hiring confidence, that's what my AI said I was the 5 out of 10.
Hiring confidence. I'm gonna just type it in. Look at me go. Okay.
good.
Oh, that's kind of fun. You guys should all do that. It says based on available public information, I would give her, well, my name, an overall hiring confidence score of 9 out of 10. And then it breaks it down, you guys. You should look at that. Hmm,
All right. So what
interesting.
did you put? What is the overall
I
competence of
just
this agent?
I just
No.
kept going.
Ouch. No, it was the
Confidence.
overall online hiring confidence. Like
Okay.
how confident it was giving you like who you could hire online without
Okay.
conversing,
Hmm,
I'm assuming.
it's kind of fun.
Okay. So I just put that in chat too. If you wanted to, for anybody else, if you wanted to throw that in your chat GPT and see what it comes up with. Terry says that his production before with EXP was all team oriented. And so that's going to be his focus when he gets more involved, right? And here's the thing with production, especially for our new agents or those that were team oriented before, right? That production for those teams are not going to show up for you as an individual agent. So it's going to take time. I know Keegan's favorite saying that I have, she loves it so much. It's going to take time for that production piece to get there.
I actually looked up when I wasn't driving, the top agents in Park Rapids, and it was like Jack James and then two other Ben and someone else. Oh, and Wolf and Simon. It didn't even name an agent, just said Wolf and Simon. But then it had a paragraph at the end. However, the upcoming realtor as far as modern marketing is Keegan Curtis. I was like, at least I popped up. So that was pretty.
Good.
Good job.
Yes.
Yep. So
I love it.
yes, it does take time to get there, but here we are. It's slowly but surely.
Huh? Okay. Who else wants to share their confidence ranking? No? Logan and Ashley did. Okay. What questions do you guys have right now?
I got a couple things I want to get done. Yeah. Or like, for this, the whole get a little bit more specific, like you said.
Yep. All
Check
right, figure out
profiles.
check your profiles. Oh yeah, it's exactly. And I do understand it is summertime. It is the time where we make most of our money. So this might not be a right now project. It might be a
Mhm.
September, October project. I get that. But checking where you're positioning. And so this wonderful book that I'm reading called, well, that I read, AI Visibility for Sales, goes through a checklist of where you need to check, where you need to be, how to determine what needs to be on each of the different profiles. And it talks about in here in particular, and I think we forget about this one often. 9.5 out of 10, Keegan. Nice. It talks about LinkedIn. And I think a lot of us forget about LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is a
How do I
professional's
get
way.
How am I going to get in that place today?
Vern's trying to set up a showing. So LinkedIn is where professionals connect with each other, right? And if AI is looking at how professional you are in your business, LinkedIn is going to be where it's at, right? That's where it's going to weight that professionalism. Social media, Google is essentially what I do. Social media is going to be about who I am, what my values are. And your LinkedIn is going to be about your professional piece. How many of you have a LinkedIn profile or have checked it in the last year? Ashley has?
Yeah.
Logan has? All right. Yeah. I just looked at mine and it's not updated. As I was reading this book, I was like, I haven't looked at my LinkedIn in a long time. Yep. So I should probably do that as well. You need two things when you're looking at AI search results. You need your foundation, who you are and what you do. And I would add another one, where you do it, right? That's what AI is looking for. And that foundation needs to be spread across all of the internet, all of your profiles, all of your stuff. Okay. And then it also then is your activity. Your posting on social media, your comments on the reviews, your updated Q&A on your Google business page. Does anybody know that there's a Q&A feature on Google Business? Logan says yes. And you can put in questions into there and answer them. Now, what's the likelihood of clients looking at that? Probably not very high. What's the likelihood that AI is going to look at that and determine whether or not you're competent in your field? Probably pretty high. What I'm going to do for you guys, and I started it, but I've got a little bugs with it, so I don't want to throw it out yet. But Remy has the ability where I can create a tile for all of you that will walk you through all of this AI visibility playbook. It will go and look at your AI visibility online, and then it will give you a step by step. This is where you need to start. This is where you need to go. As well as Remy can start setting up tasks for you and will send you text message or email reminders about your tasks that are due that particular day. So what I'm doing is setting up that button for you guys so that when you're ready, you can go into there and click that button, put in your information, and it'll walk you through all the pieces. Yeah. What other questions do you guys have about AI? I know Jay has been really into it, and I'm sure Jay has shared with Logan a whole bunch of stuff about AEO and SEO and GEO. But
I think that it can be really overwhelming just because it is the future. I mean, it's
Mhm.
kind of sink or swim, honestly, because it's not going anywhere. I feel like it was kind of the same thing like when computers first came out and people were like, "Oh, we don't like computers," but I mean, they're not going anywhere. I think it's
Mhm.
kind of similar with the AI, and if you're not optimizing yourself now, I think you're just going to slowly get kind of pushed under the rug and I mean, if nobody can find you, you're not going to be able to do anything. I feel like it's that simple. If nobody knows who you are, I, I mean, that could be 20 years down the road, but still, I think it's just an important thing to keep in mind.
Mhm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. For those of us who have gone through the social media revolution, who have lived through it, particularly in this business, How many of us scoffed at posting your business stuff on Facebook and Instagram? God, even before Instagram was a thing, just Facebook, right? And it's become the number one way that people find people. And Logan's absolutely right. AI is the next wave. And if you can get out ahead of it now, you will be more positioned later. How many of those top agents who never touched social media ever, but they were top agents before social media, how many of those top agents saw a loss in business because they didn't jump on it?
And Katie, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Think of it as no different than when everybody started. I mean, we're a copycat industry. So if we're not doing it, other agents are doing it. We need to at least follow suit and come up to the new standard. You got to have at least the bare bones of it. So get a Google business page if you do not have one. Get these profiles created. Even if they're just created, they're doing better than over half the agents. We have 200 plus agents in Alexandria alone, and only about 60 plus of that have an actual Google business page just to be found on SEO.
Yeah. You doing something, even if it's not perfect, you doing something is better than half of the agents in town. Every bit of it. On that same note, what's really fun is, so Keegan had mentioned that Wolf and Simon showed up in her AI search results, right? Wolf and Simon is a indie brokerage in Park Rapids. Independent brokerage in Park Rapids. But the more that all of our agents in Crown put together the same information, same, not perfectly the same, but it's similar information, the more the brokerage itself is pushed up in AI. So this is not something that the brokerage can do for you, right? Used to be like the brokerage would set up the website and we would be the ones who would be in charge of SEO, making sure that we show up in Google results. For AI now, this is about broad information to guide it up, right? So that's why Wolf and Simon shows up, because I know that their office staff does all of those profile things for them. So all of the messaging is the same. So the more agents that we have do this, like Jay said, just set it up. Just set it up. That's it. That's your first step. The more agents, the more everybody will be raised in those search results within our company. Okay.
And Katie, one thing I should mention about Park Rapids, Wolf and Simon, since it is an independent broker, they do get a little bit higher ranking because it's such a unique name. When I was with my old brokerage, all of their profiles were boosted because it was such a unique name across the platform. So anytime I advertise on anything, social media, Google, or anything, it brought that whole entire business up. And so when I left, I stopped doing that and it's dropped them back down.
Oh, interesting. Yep, that's exactly. So the novelness of the name
Yes. So Caldwell Banker is
matters.
a national brand. So we're not going to get boosted up as much, but we will get boosted by, as long as it's geocentric around an area like Park Rapids or Alexandria or Sauk Center. And that's why those keywords are important, and location. Proximity is what you said earlier, is such a critical element of it.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Jay, did I forget anything else that they should be paying attention to? I know we talked about it. We didn't want to overwhelm everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I would say is, first of all, you need to be found, and that's the SEO side. And then the AI side, that's the foundation. You got to be found first. So our profiles that we talked about, all of those. Next, after that is then the AI side will start creating AEO and GEO, and that's going to be based on content. So generative engine optimization is GEO, and answer engine optimization is AEO. Of course, search engine optimization is SEO. So SEO is how you found. AI uses GEO and AEO to answer and generate results based on content. And that's the second foundation of AI.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Perfect.
Hopefully I did explain it. If anybody's got questions, ask them now.
Right? Did anybody have questions about any of those things? Essentially, set it up for those places. Be active on whatever places you're setting up. Right? Do those two things, like break it down real simple. Do those two things, and you'll be okay. Okay. As you guys get into this, well, one, I will send out the AI stuff once I set it up in Remy. But as you guys get into this, let us know. If you have questions, if you're having problems, if it's not working right, let us know. It usually, once you start doing this, it usually takes 60 to 90 days from the start of you fixing your AI search results to actually show up. Okay. So again, not a short-term fix. This is a long-term program here. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful and I didn't overwhelm anybody. I think that now, do you think that the world's coming to an end? I hope not. There is no privacy, just so you know. That's all gone now. Everything's online. And if you're not shaping the conversation online about yourself and your business, you're not going to be found. Okay, one last call for any other questions. No? Okay, cool. Well, go enjoy the rest of your guys' Wednesday. We kind of have a long piece until our Alting meeting on August 4th. We have about 2 weeks here. For our Fargo agents, you'll be receiving an invitation to the New Agent Mastermind. We're going to talk about facilitator deals in the New Agent Mastermind, but based on North Dakota law in particular, because it's different than Minnesota law. Okay. So that's tomorrow at 2:00. Otherwise, we'll see you guys all later. Thanks so much.